You know what I'm talking about? OG D Love, aka Mr. Music.
Oh man, Mr. Music. So what does that mean? What do you do?
Man, I'm a studio owner. You know what I'm talking about? Studio owner, producer. Record label. Exec, vice president.
Man, how long you been doing music?
Whew. I started at 11.
Oh wow, I see the gray hair, so I ain't gonna even ask your age. but other than that though,
Hey man, well, 45, you feel me? I mean, this is all wisdom, you know what I mean? I got game. I got game like an elephant, you know what I'm talking about? I'm sharper than attack.
Hey, so is there any music that I probably heard of before that you had something to do with, or?
Back in the days, I was part of a production team called SMG, where we did the first compilation with Les G, which was Silent Cries of the Ghetto. We had the song called Horror Shop, where I co-produced and I was on the hook. Son of Hella Maney. He was hella young. Shout out to my brother Reese, my big brother Reese, the president of Big War Records. Then we did. I produced "Taking Fishes Out of Water" with Psycho Gangster, aka Dolomite, aka Mob House. I did all the pre-production for that album. And then my brother Kilo Bo, Giving Up the Funk. All of that was pre-done in my room in Fillmore as well. The Tycoon first album, it was all a dream. I produced that.
Welcome, girls, to my private party. It's a one-on-one thing. We don't need
that. And I engineered and mixed and mastered that joint and put it out, on the Big War Records. And then after that, I worked with JT, the Bigger Figure, on the Mandatory Hyphy tour, which I was one of the 10 executives. We came up with the magazine, but the 10 executives couldn't get along, or let alone get the money together to put it together. So JT ended up and running with it once he got his money together. Shout out to JT, the Fig. That's my guy. It's this ironic, man, on how a young man like myself, I've been in the game for so long, but I didn't birth a lot of niggas' careers. You know what I mean? I was a young nigga at 11, 12 with a studio in the room, and everybody who was from the area, the section at the time, was either coming to my room to hang out or coming to play around and whatever. And some of them became very famous. Some of them hung around very famous guys, and they forgot where they got their start from until they realized, where they first had their taste of any kind of musical, any kind of growth, any kind of studio knowledge or any of that. And then they be like, yeah, you're right. Your spot was the first spot that I've been to. And I was just like, okay, well, thank you. Because other people done pulled me aside, like, bro, you remember when we did this? I'm like, hell no, I don't remember none of that. So I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, we did that then.
So what motivates you to keep going for so long?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, life happened, man, and when life happens, I'm gonna give you a little spiel, man. And trying to get to where I'm at right now, man, it was a lot of trials and tribulations. Meaning, a brother that went to jail trying to get it, get this together, you know what I mean, chasing a false fairy tale dream that a lot of these young folks, do now, you know what I mean, and it was harder then because you had to have real money to get it, you know what I mean, so you had to go get the money. And it's not like now where you can get a computer with the programs already involved into it and make a beat and put it out, you know what I mean, YouTube or or you know what I mean, internet and get streams or whatever, and you own. A real project costs you like 20 bands to 50 bands to do. And then to put it out, it was costing you just that much. So, when these brothers was putting that shit out at $10,000 for a maxi single, they was getting $5,000 checks at a time, $10,000 checks. This was the bag. And, you know, shout out to all my brothers out there that's still doing it. And for those that ain't, man, you know, it's still money out here, man. Get that old catalog out there and push it. You dig? Because we need that old music. And if you don't got it, go find it. Or if you need it, I may have it. You know what I mean? But it may be kind of, you know, digitally redone, because a lot of the shit that y'all did, you know, it wasn't CDs. So a lot of people done ripped them off and put them on these sites. You know what I mean? Whether for free or you know what I mean, to purchase. But put your shit out there, man, because you can get your monies, you know.
All right, so if there's a 16-year-old, 17-year-old trying to get in the game and do what you've been doing for longevity, as long as you've been doing it, what type of advice would you give them to keep them from bumping their head in certain
Man, stay in school, and go get you a job, you know what I mean? Go get you something to keep your mind occupied, man, and leave them little girls alone, or whatever you into, them boys or whatever, and just focus on what you trying to do. Because all that other extra shit will come down the line. You know, and bottom line is, if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else gonna believe in you. So at the end of the day, make sure you believe in what you do and don't never let nobody deteriorate you and tell you what you can and cannot do, because anything's possible.
Is there any stories or any memories that you kind of smile every time it comes to mind about, you know, something that you could say makes you successful, or, you know, or even just can be just life itself? Is there any memorable moment
Well,
you can share with us?
I put it to you like this. This is not my first studio. I done had a few different studios. In fact, this studio was put together after a loss of somebody that sparked life into some lives of my life. Meaning, one of my kids' mom passed away, and dealing with that. If you know anything about dealing with life and life itself, you gotta find something to vent to or vice to. And by that being, I always been in the music thing, and I always had music equipment. I got music equipment all over the place, but this one was special to me because I put this together, and within a month's time, this room, before and after pictures, you'd be like, man, you did that, you know. And I just look back and I kick back, and I'm like, man, I smile every time I push a button, because I realize that I have a team of individuals and how we moving, and this next year coming, you know, the world ain't gonna understand the kind of quality of music that we pushing out of here, out of this little ass space.
So how do people contact you if they want to do some business with you?
www.mistamusicc@gmail.com. That's mistamusicc@facebook.com. mistamusicc at Instagram. You know, everything is Mr. Music. You know, Google me. You'll find me.
So is there anything you prefer, hardware or software?
Man, I'm old school, but in this technology game, man, you gotta learn how to evolve. So, I mean, this machine right here, I like that. You know, I fuck with Reasons. I fuck with Pro Tools. I got a few hardware pieces up in here, you know, analog pieces. I also have an SB1200, you know, and I also DJ, so I have DJ equipment. You just gotta know your tools and know your craft and just jump into it.
So what you like better, engineering, making beats, or DJing?
Me personally, now where I'm at, my realm is behind the scenes. I got some hot engineers in there, man, that's cooking up the crack and that's up next on some next level shit. And I'm just so happen to be behind a lot of that shit. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from dealing with the JT, the bigger figure, and how you maneuver a team. You know what I mean? How you maneuver a team, how you get to the bag, or how you generate to the bag. Meaning what? Meaning generate to the bag. I watched the man, cause like I said, I was his engineer when he was doing the mandatory hyphy tour, and I seen $10,000 bags come in, $20,000 bags come in for 2 or 3 songs. You know, cash in delivery. They coming from across the country. They coming across the world. You know what I mean? And he was getting it. I actually recorded a lot of that Mr. Vice President album and engineered and mixed it. But you know how that goes. You don't know who do what because a lot of times like 10 the credit goes unheard of. You know what I mean? But not to take away nothing from who put up the bag or who put up the money for it. Because that's what it is. If you don't got the bag or whatever, you know what I mean. Sometimes your name don't be on the credit. You know what I mean? But everybody else know because they was there when the magic happened.
So would you say paperwork is everything?
Well, I'm not saying paperwork. What I'm saying is, sometimes when you engineering, you work for hire. So depending on what kind of deal and what kind of negotiation and what kind of relationship you guys got, make a difference. You know what I mean? But nowadays, paperwork is important. Anybody who come up in here got to be either BMI or ass capped up because we're not in the fuckery game. So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear, "Oh, bro, y'all put this out and I didn't get no money for that." Nah, man, if you wasn't on top of your game, that's your fault. That's not ours. At the end of the day, and in fact, we can't release it unless you have your paperwork together in order. Because I done lost a lot of homies that was raw. Some of the dopest cats to even touch a mic in the bay behind chasing this shit or getting caught up in the street over bidding wars and all kind of other shit. So a nigga ended up jumping into the streets or get caught up in the streets. And instead of motherfucker being in the studio, nigga was in the streets trying to get to the bag or nigga, you know what I mean? Motherfucker then lost his morale, meaning, it's like a pit bull. When you got a baby pit bull and they go against another pit bull and the motherfucking spirit broke, you know what I mean? After that pit bull is kind of broken and where you can't get no get back. That's how a lot of these artists, what happened to a lot of these artists out here in the Bay. You know what I mean?
Hey, so man, one more time, tell us one quick time how to spell your name and how to find you and we out of here.
Okay. MISTA MUSICC. Google that. That's Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Google, meaning Gmail, all the shit. I do artist development, I do management, you know what I mean? I do consulting, I do a lot of different shit, you know what I mean? I'm not only an engineer and a studio runner, but I can also do videos and biographies and DVD type work. I do it all, but that's not that's not here nor there. It's just what comes to play. When you go to school for the shit and you get certificates and degrees, you have to understand that it's everything go hand in hand. That's why it's called broadcasting. When you go in for the shit, it's not called live studio and or studio sound or sound design. It's basically broadcasting because radio, I can also I done got my hands in that shit too. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of shit I can do, but that's not my realm. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna go back and forth, but I would tell anybody who's trying to get into anything, far as in the business of recording or industry work, for whether it be video or TV, television, or sound for film or studio work or whatever. Go to school, network, because your network is bigger than anything that you would get in the streets or out of the streets. And that's what our brothers got to do. They got to get back to education, because education is the key to get anything and everything. Because at the end of the day, if you're not educated, then how can you really get to the bag and understand what you're getting? Because you don't understand percentages. You don't understand the rules of mechanical rights. You don't understand what it is really to, get out there and really move and shake with the industry folks that's been there before you. Like a lot of your instructors have been in bands, have been in, on the movie scene, have been executives for major companies, like CBS and Epic and shit like that. And shout out to City College. Shout out to City College, Dana J and all the staff there, because without them, this wouldn't have been possible for me, even though I'd been doing this, but it wouldn't have been possible in to where I'm at now, because, I learned a lot from them. I got a lot of game and knowledge from them, and a lot of awareness from them, because I know a lot, but I didn't know a lot. Because it's all about understanding. You don't understand, you'll understand when you don't got no money coming in. You understand when your folks is eating and you ain't eating. You understand when your music is getting stole from you and put on TVs and different kind of jingles, and your paperwork wasn't together, because, all of that stuff go hand in hand. You go from a class like I took, Race and Media, where Dr. Hill, Dr. Cecil Hill, who also ran the radio department, who also was one of the guys who discovered or helped Minnie Riperton in the heydays and worked with the Jackson 5s and different stuff. He would give you a thorough breakdown of media, race and media, and how it breaks down into politics of the record companies and the Biscos and all the incorporations that own or somewhat corner the market, and get you from the cradle to the grave. That's what one of his slogans. From the cradle to the grave, they get you. And understand what that means. What that means is, when you're a kid, you remember as a kid, right? And you watch a cartoon. You watch a cartoon not knowing that cartoon also have action figures, also have cereal. It has all kind of other stuff attached to it, right? So when it comes to birthday and Christmas, ooh, mama, I want that action figure. Ooh, mama, I want that cereal. Ooh. Basically, guess what? That's all marketing. That's marketing. That's basically what's been going on since the beginning of time. That's what goes on now. But it's a different form of marketing now. You're in control of your own destiny.
Hey, so I really appreciate it. You just dropped a whole lot of jewels that they need to be paying you for.
hey, man, like I say, man, come see it, brother. I mean, I'm negotiable, I'm reasonable. I'm not gonna whoop you upside the head. But yeah, we got package deals. We got videos. We got video packages. We got beats and engineer packaging. We got the overall packaging where you can get your CD duplicated, recorded duplicated, video done, all this shit. Even maybe even a show or two, or an event. You know, because yeah, we got a little street team and a little like what you would call it, entertainment company kinda.
I noticed y'all even press up T-shirts and everything.
Yeah, we press up T-shirts around here. We do posters. We do it all. I mean, it's a one-stop shop.